Alright, what's up guys? So this is going to be a two-part video. This video is going to be me talking on my interaction with PlayStation. I'm not going to say customer service because I feel like customer service was decent, but just more so how PlayStation and Sony goes about things. Yeah, it's something where I'm like, I personally, once I feel like more people hear about this, I feel that it's going to be extremely hard to get digital games to sell, especially when they're on some stuff where it's like, if you play the game, you can no longer get your money back. I'm gonna talk on that in a moment, but anyways, so no, overall, the whole reason for this video and then the second video that's gonna follow up this video is that I was playing the new video game Black Myth Wukong. Now, I'm not going to say that that's a bad game, but I am going to say that's a game not meant for casual players like myself. And I know there's going to be a lot of people wanting to argue with that, all like, oh, well, I'm not trying to hear no arguments about that game. I already have my mind made up about that game, so whatever you're going to say, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. I'm not trying to hear nothing about no skill issues or any of that crap, but I'm going to save that for the second video. So anyways, I played it, so I ended up having to buy the game on PlayStation because for some reason it wasn't working properly on Steam. So I buy the game on PlayStation. Pretty much the same experience that I had with Elden Ring. It's just one of those games where it's like they just put these over challenging bosses in the game and then they're expecting you to watch 100 million YouTube tutorials, read 100 million guides, do all these different possible ways on killing the boss rather than just playing the game, getting through the story, seeing what it's all about, and being like, dang, I'm left curious to see what the second video game's going to be, or whatever. I don't know which version of this game, like whether it's a sequel or whatever, but it's one of those games where I'm all like, I seen it, and I was curious about the story, but I didn't realize, and then plus people were saying that too, that it was another God of War-like game. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. It sounds like a game worth getting into and stuff. Yeah, they didn't tell you that it was like, oh yeah, it's one of these like Elden Ring type games where they put these over challenging bosses in the game where it's like, fam, that's not fun. That's not fun having to sit down and keep doing the same mission over and over and over again, and I can't progress through the game. I'm trying to progress through the game and see what the story is all about, So that was my same issue with Elden Ring. I did read online though that Elden Ring doesn't have a story, but I'm like, I would like to explore the rest of the map without having to skip past every single enemy. It should just be a situation where the game has a difficulty settings where I could put it on easy and I could get through the bosses. I don't care if I don't get enough XP. I don't care if I don't get the best of the best weapons or armor in the game. I just want to progress through the game, get the achievements, and go on with my life and play another video game, right? But so anyways, getting back to this PlayStation stuff. So I realized that I'm not going to play this game, talking on Black Myth Wukong. And that is the downfall to this game, is that it doesn't have no physical copies. And so if I would have seen, well, no, so that's actually the problem, was that I guess the developers are all like, oh, to save money, we're just only going to make it a digital release. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, in this day and age, you can't do that with a video game, because I feel like that's what's going to make people not like a video game, especially if they're struggling on the game. Yeah, and it's really messed up to a lot of people out there where they done bought the game on PlayStation. So because I feel like I keep kind of jumping the gun, so I'm just going to continue on with the story. But anyways, buy the game on PlayStation, realized I wasn't going to play this game no more. Ended up last night was trying to see if I could get my money back, but they was all like, oh, the support team it's like closed right now, so you have to contact us like after 8 in the morning. Okay, cool. Maybe about 5 minutes ago, just finished up the conversation, but pretty much skipping to the end of the conversation, they said that because I played the video game, I'm no longer allowed to get my money back. So it's not like Steam, and I think Xbox does it too, where if you play the game in under 2 hours and 2 weeks, you're allowed to get your money back. But after you then exceed it beyond those 2 hours and 2 weeks, you can no longer get your money back. So that's why I was like, okay, let me try to hurry up and progress through a part of this game where it's like, okay, if I progress beyond the 2 hours, then I know it's going to be a game that I'm going to like. But if I start, flipping out, getting mad or whatever and stuff, then, yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to fool with this game. Then also on top of that, like the performance with that game, it wasn't really all that good. I'm like, it was something where I'm like, fam, I'm playing this on you would have thought I was playing it on the PlayStation 4. Like, I'm telling you, the frame rate, I don't know if it's the frame rate or the graphics, but it was like something was just overall off with that game. And I'm like, I noticed that, but I was like, look, if the game is good, I am going to pay attention to it. But Anyways, but yeah, overall though, the Sony support person was all like, yeah, you can't get your money back because you already played the game. And I'm thinking to myself, well, how is a person supposed to know whether or not they're gonna like this game? I can't watch a video and be like, oh, well, I like how the game looks, but overall how the game plays, I'm like, yeah, fam, I'm not gonna know that until I play the game. So yeah, it's something where I'm pretty much doing this video just to warn people, if you are gonna buy a game digitally on PlayStation, see if you can play either a demo or play it somewhere else before you actually sit down and buy the game on PlayStation, because for some reason PlayStation is like, oh, well, you're not entitled to your money that you done made, that like you've earned that money. Yeah, you're no longer entitled to that money once when you do business with us. And I'm like, that's not gonna make me want to continuously do business with you guys. So now I know, like, when a game's talking about, and luckily for me, like, I know there might be some people out there where it's like you might not be in a position like me where you do have a PC, where you do have an Xbox, and I just know, like, okay, if there is a game that I want to try out and it's one of those like multi-platform release games where it releases on PC, Xbox, I know I am going to test it out on PC, whether it's on Epic Games or Steam. And then if I want to overall continue on playing this game, then yeah, I'll just go out and buy it on console. But if they do have a physical copy, I definitely recommend. And that's something where I'm like, I don't get the idea of getting rid of physical copies, where it's like, okay, I know I'm not gonna like that. They pretty much, what I am trying to say is that Sony needs to change that, because that's not fair to the customer, where it's like, I'm not satisfied with the service, but because I do business with you guys, they're pretty much the service, the deal, all that stuff, it's all closed and done and over with. You guys are allowed to do whatever you want to do with my money, but I'm keeping a game that I know I'm not gonna play. Or if I do play it, I'm playing it because it's like, okay, well, I might as well play it since the game is mine. But it's like, it shouldn't be like that. It should be a thing where I'm like, okay, I'm playing this game because I genuinely want to play it, not because I'm stuck with it. So yeah, that's why I'm more so doing this video, just to warn people and, and tell them, like, hey, yeah, if you guys can play the game on a different platform where you are allowed to get your money back, preferably Steam, because Steam seemed like that they don't have no limits to that type of stuff. But I mean, if you don't have a gaming PC, I definitely recommend saving up and getting you a gaming PC. It doesn't have to be an over-the-top gaming PC, but just a gaming PC that can play modern games and stuff. So, but yeah, as far as like buying, because that's just overall, just don't buy digital games on console, because even with Xbox was like, oh, you've exceeded your amount of refunds for this year, so you'll have to wait until next year to get refunds back for video games. But it ain't even gonna be for the video game that I wanted a refund for. It'll be whatever video game that comes out next year that I don't like, then I'll be able to get a refund. But until then, for the rest of the year, I can't get no more refunds on Xbox. And then PlayStation is like, oh, well, you played the game, so therefore you can't get a refund because you played it. Yeah, buying games on console, unless it's a physical copy, then okay, cool. At least then, I might not be able to get all of my money back, but at least I'll be able to get some of my money back. And even if it was on some stuff like that, where they was all like, oh, well, you're not going to get all your money back, it'll pretty much be like a trade-in cost or something. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Whatever the trade-in cost is as long as I am getting some of my money back, if I can't get all of it. But it's like, I would really like to get all of it, but yeah, I just think that that's really messed up to a gamer that's playing games. And there's probably a lot of people out there where you done buy the game digitally on PlayStation, you done played it, and then without even, like, knowing that you can't even, once when you done play, and then they're pretty much, and that's what the support person told me. There's like, if I never would have played the game, then I will be able to get my money back. And I'm like, fam, how is a person supposed to know on whether or not, like, let's say if I'm one of those people where I'm like, I'm not gonna watch no videos, I'm not gonna look at no guides or nothing, I'm just gonna go out and buy this game because it looks interesting based off of the trailer that I seen. So I'm like, I'm gonna go out and buy this game and play it for myself. I realize that, let's say it's one of those games where it's all like, oh, it doesn't start up, like it's one of those online only games, and it's like every time when I go and try to play the game, they're all like, oh, sorry, the servers are full or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, does that count? And it's crazy because then no, that does count, because even with what game was it that I was playing, Kong Concord. I was playing that new like it's like a Counter-Strike Overwatch type game, but anyways, in like Valorant. But no, I went and was playing that game, and they were on Steam, and they were counting it as play minutes that are like playtime, and it was only a few minutes, but the majority of the time I was trying to join into the game, and it wouldn't even let me. So I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, stuff like that shouldn't even count. I'm like, seriously, I just think that it's really messed up, like, what era we're in and right now with gaming, where it's all like developers don't want to make physical copies because they overall know people are going to trade the game in, and they're all like, oh, if they buy it on PlayStation or Xbox, then yeah, if they done got a bunch of refunds on Xbox, then they're most likely they just going to be stuck with the game when they do buy it on Xbox. And then with PlayStation, it's like, and I'm pretty sure that's probably what the developers are doing too. They're trying to push for people on buying it on PlayStation because they know, yeah, people are not going to get their money back, even if they, if they don't like the game. And then with Steam, they're probably not really blown, because I tried playing Black Myth Wukong on Steam, and yeah, the game had crashed within like the first few moments of me like just getting through the tutorial. So that's I'm like, yeah, bruh, it's something where currently right now with gaming, it's not a good time, and I'm like, yeah, it's really sad to just see where we're at with gaming right now. But anyways, but yeah, like I said, be careful of what you buy on PlayStation. You know, if it's something like Spider-Man 2, then yeah, you know, that's a game that I would recommend you buy on PlayStation. At least because it's like, at least then you're getting your money's worth. But any other game out there, be extremely careful with it. If it does have a demo, play the demo. Well, no, actually, they have it where it's all like, if you want to play demos of video games, you gotta subscribe to PlayStation. I'm telling you, man. After the this PlayStation 5, whenever it does go out, I'm not gonna buy no more PlayStations. I'm done with consoles. I'm like, at this point, I'm just gonna overall focus on just buying games on PC. You know, if the game doesn't work properly on PC, which is weird because it's like you developed the game on a computer, why is it not working properly on a PC? But yeah, I'm done with consoles. The only way I'll go out and buy another PlayStation, like if they do decide to come out with a PlayStation 6 or another version of an Xbox, the only way I'll do that is if they have it on some stuff where it's all like, oh yeah, if you got like a big old giant gaming collection of like old Xbox and PlayStation games, then you're able to play all of those games on the new consoles, and it ain't gonna be like, no, oh, the game has to be approved for some backwards compatible thing. Like, no, if you have the physical copy of the game, you are able to play on a console. But I can see that most likely what they'll end up doing with the next generation of console games is that it's just gonna be digital consoles. They're not gonna come out with no disc version of it, because you could go into a GameStop's, barely any games on the unless it's like one of them big old giant GameStops where they do sell like old games too, because there is some GameStop stores I went to where they sell some old games, but it ain't a whole lot. But if it's a GameStops like that, or if you find like a retro game store, those are like the only stores that still sell physical copies of video games. But I guarantee and I promise you, we're all gonna look up one day and they're gonna be like, oh, here's the brand new digital Xbox. This is, yeah, it's like we kind of introduced it with the last generation of consoles, and now with this generation of consoles, it's just gonna be nothing but digital games. And they're gonna have it where it's still gonna most likely be the same old crap. You're only on Xbox, you're only limited to some refunds, and then with PlayStation, you can't get no refunds. Like, honestly, what would stop them though from just coming out with just nothing but digital consoles if they're already doing it right now? So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, nah, man, it's like, I would definitely reconsider on what you buy, like with the next. Save up your money, go out and get you a gaming PC, create a Steam account. At least with Steam, you ain't gotta go and be subscribed to no service. Yeah, you'll have to pay full price for a video game, but a lot of times they do be having sales and stuff. So this ain't like no paid sponsorship from Steam. Like, no, this is just an upset customer stuck with a not even just some, multiple video games on both Xbox and PlayStation, where I'm stuck with these games for life and I can't do nothing about it. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.